Everyone, welcome to week 4. My name is Beth Driver, and I just wanted to kind of go through some of the assignments that are due this week. You have several assignments as listed in the announcement. You have your novel analysis due. You have to start interpreting your poetry, which is lesson 4. There's a poetry discussion, and then also I want to see your research paper outline and thesis statement. And there will be a link in there. So I'm going to show you where that link is. Now note that these are pass-fail. So all you have to do is complete it. I will give you feedback on that thesis statement and outline, and you will get 10 points for that. Okay, that will be added to your final research paper score. If you don't hand this in on time, I will not grade it. Okay, you must get these in on time. I want to see an outline and a thesis statement this week. I will not take late work for that. I am not worried about any sort of format for the outline. Okay, this is pass-fail. You can't do poorly on this assignment. You just have to get it into me. The more detail you can give to me, the better I can help you. The whole point behind this is not to give you busy work, and I apologize, my puppy is sneezing in the background. But anyway, the point behind the assignment is that I want to give you feedback on your research paper. I want to help you write a better research paper. I'm not out to get you. Like I said, it is pass-fail, but you need to get this in on time. It is a timely assignment. Okay, this is unlike other assignments where, if you have an issue, sometimes I'll give you a little extra time. This one, I will not give you extra time. You have to get it in by Sunday. For the novel analysis, I'm going to return to that and I'll show you what my expectation is for that. I'm going to try to get these short stories, essays into you as soon as possible, no later than Friday. Please note that it is a really heavy grading week for me, and I have approximately 80 essays to grade this week. So, I will definitely get to your essay by Friday. First come, first served, but just be patient. Don't hand in your novel assignment until you've seen my feedback on your short story essay, because I do give you information on how to format an essay as well. I fix your format, and I grade a little more generously with the format with the first essay, but I don't do the same with the second. I expect you to know how to format after I showed you how. So please take a look at my points. You'll get them at the very latest by Friday. Okay. So, and also you have a midterm due week 5, but don't worry about that yet. Just focus on the assignments due this week. So let's go ahead, and I want to take a look at the research paper lesson. Okay, so you have research paper guidelines and instructions here. I'm going to pull that up. Okay. So note that this paper, it has to be 7 to 10 pages long. It's a long paper. It's really important that you start working on it now. You really need to finish that novel this week. And I will know if you've only read Spark Notes or Schmoop or something like that instead of the actual essay. I can tell, and your grade will reflect that. You need to actually read the novel. Okay, so when you write the research paper, I'm not looking for a particular topic. It has to be on Fahrenheit 451, but I'm not looking for a particular topic. The topic is up to you. My advice would be to kind of poke around the library, look around online, check out Google Scholar, see what people have written about the novel, and then focus on that. Good essays have focused on how the novel reflected the history of the time period, how it presents issues that we still face today, the theme in the novel, and how the different components in the novel reflect the theme. For example, the symbols reflect the theme. You can also discuss the characters and how those emphasize the theme. You can discuss the setting. You can do a whole focus on the setting. There are many different ways to take this novel and discuss it. I don't want you to summarize that for the research paper. The research paper is due. Now let's take a look at the syllabus, and I'm going to show you when the research paper is due. It's due during week 7. Okay, so October 15th for those who are taking this current class, but week 7. Okay, we're only on week 4. So you don't have to finish it this week, obviously, but I do want to see a research outline and thesis statement. Now, the thesis statement is usually 1 to 2 sentences. It's the last sentence of the opening paragraph, and it tells me, or opening paragraphs, since this is a longer essay, you can have 2 or 3 paragraphs for your intro. But the thesis statement tells me exactly what you plan to prove in the essay. It is not a summary, okay? It is not a simple summary of the book. It has some sort of particular point to make, and that is for your research paper, which is due week 7. Okay, that is not the outline for your novel analysis. That's something completely different. But that is due week 7, okay? And I want you to know that, you can change your outline in your thesis statement at any time. You don't have to focus on this particular thesis. It just kind of gives you a guide. It gives you a start, because this is a longer essay, and I know it's going to take a long time to write. I know it's a lot. And so the quicker you start working on it, the better it is for you at the end. You don't want to be stuck the entire week writing a 7 to 10 page paper. That's crazy. You've got to start working on it now. And so that's what these assignments are forcing you to do, forcing you to begin working on that essay. Okay, so again, for the outline and the thesis statement, you need to post that in this link right here, okay? You also have a novel analysis due. I'm going to go ahead and open up lesson 3. Read through this lesson. It's a short lesson. And what this particular essay does, and honestly, this is not a difficult essay, I don't think. You might find it difficult, but basically this essay, the novel analysis, not the research paper, that's a different essay. The novel analysis based on Fahrenheit 451, based on the same novel, is just basically you're summarizing the essay, but you're organizing this summary according to the steps of the narrative structure. Exposition, that comes first, then the rising action, then there's a climax, then there's a falling action, and then there's a resolution. That's your focus. What I want you to do is I want you to have an introduction, then I want you to explain the exposition, then explain the rising action, then the climax, then the falling action, then the resolution. Then have a separate conclusion that summarizes your discussion. But basically, this is summarizing the novel. It shouldn't be that difficult, especially if you've read the novel, okay? So it helps to read the novel so you can write about the novel, right? Also, I want you to use the text in your essay. My expectation is that you do a little bit of textual analysis, perhaps a quotation per paragraph. Other than the intro and the conclusion, I don't expect that in there. But I want you to put the text in your essay. Okay, and then it says here, it's not simply a summary of the story. Yes, no, you are using the narrative structure. You're organizing this summary according to this narrative structure. And if you're listening to me right now, I'm going to give you a little hint for that final exam, the final. You might see this narrative structure again in your exams for this course. So get to know those terms because you might see them again. Okay, and it says right here, do not confuse this essay with your research paper. It's different. This is not your research paper. This is just an analysis. This is just a shorter essay. Okay, so let's go back to the announcement again. So I want to make sure we've covered everything. Let's see. So we have the novel analysis. We have the research paper outline and thesis statement. And now let's kind of look at this. So let's go to the next lesson. We kind of jump around in this class, don't we? So we also are going to work on lesson 4. And I want you to read the learning objectives, but then I kind of want you to look at the readings for this. You need to have a basic idea of what these poems are saying. However, you do not have to memorize these poems, okay? Just kind of look through them, get a feel for them. You don't have to memorize the poems. That's not my expectation. However, I do want you to know the vocabulary for the poetry, okay? That's really important. So go ahead and let's pull up this little link here, and it should list the vocabulary terms. I want you to know these terms. You will be tested on these terms. know the terms, okay? But as for the particular poems, you won't be tested on the particular poems. Now let's look at the discussion board. You have a discussion forum that's due this week. Oh my goodness, I'll have to check that. Anyway, you have a discussion forum this week, and it's a poem discussion, and it's due during week 4, and it's based on Robert Frost. Okay? And that's worth 10 points. Wow. All right, so I'll go back to that after I'm done with this lesson to see what all that's about. Anyway, I think that's about it, but if you do have any further questions, please let me know. I'm happy to assist you. I'm going to go right after I'm done with this. I'm heading right to that open forum to see what's going on there. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, or if you're looking at this at the next day, I hope you have a wonderful day. And note that next week when you have your annotations due, I am going to give you a thorough explanation of where to find sources and stuff like that. That will be my focus next week. Again, have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.